2026 ජාත්‍යන්තර රේගු දිනය සැමරීම අමාත්‍ය ආචාර්ය අනිල් ජයන්ත ප්‍රනාන්දු මහතාගේ ප්‍රධානත්වයෙන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා රේගු මූලස්ථානයේදී පැවැත්වුණි. සුපරීක්ෂාකාරීත්වය සහ කැපවීම තුළින් සමාජය ආරක්ෂා කරන රේගුව යන තේමාවෙන් මෙවර ජාත්‍යන්තර රේගු දිනය සැමරීම සිදු කෙරුණි. මෙරටට ඇති සැපයුම් මාර්ග දෙක වන ගුවන් හා නාවික මාර්ගයන්ගෙන් රට තුළට පැමිණෙන හා රටින් පිටවන සියලුම දේ නිසි පරිදි පරීක්ෂාවට ලක් කර ගෝලීය වෙළඳාම, දේශසීමා ආරක්ෂාව සහ සමාජ ආරක්ෂාව පවත්වා ගැනීම සඳහා රේගුව ඉමහත් කාර්යභාරයක් සිදු කරන බවත් රේගුවේ අරමුණු පැහැදිලි කරමින් රේගුව අධ්‍යක්ෂ ජෙනරාල් සීවලී අරුග්ගොඩ මහතා මෙහිදී පැවසීය. නීති විරෝධී වෙළඳාමෙන් රටත් මහජනතාවත් ආරක්ෂා කිරීම සඳහා රාජකාරියේදී දක්ෂතා දැක්වූ රේගු නිලධාරීන්ගේ නොපසුබට කැපවීම ඇගයීමද මෙහිදී සිදු කෙරිණි. නියෝජ්‍ය අමාත්‍ය නිශාන්ත ජයවීර රේගුවේ ඉහළ කළමනාකාරීත්වය විදේශීය ආරාධිතයන් සහ සම්භාවනීයයන් රැසක් මේ අවස්ථාව සඳහා එක්ව සිටින ලදී.
Under the global theme, Customs Protecting Society through Vigilance and Commitment. This year's theme powerfully reflects the core mandate of modern customs administrations: safeguarding society, securing borders, facilitating legitimate trade, and upholding national economic interests through professionalism, integrity, and vigilance. At the outset, I extend a warm and respectful welcome to our chief guest, Honorable Dr. Anil Jayant Fernando, Minister of Labour and Deputy Minister of Finance. I am also pleased to welcome our guest of honor today, Honorable Nishanta Jayavira, Deputy Minister of Economic Development. May I also respectfully welcome Dr. Sanatna Divakumar Nayaka, Secretary to His Excellency the President, Dr. Harshan Surya Perumal, Secretary to the Treasury, Mr. A.K. Seniviratna, Deputy Secretary to the Treasury, Mrs. D.H.S. Pulla Perumal, Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, heads of government departments and institutions, excellencies from embassies and high commissions, members of the Australian Border Force, directors from Revenue Administration Reform and Modernization Bureau of the Presidential Secretariat, representatives of trade chambers and associations, former Directors General of Customs, our dearest retired customs officers, staff and officers of Sri Lanka Customs, and all other distinguished invitees. Your presence here today adds great dignity and significance to this national event in the customs calendar. Ladies and gentlemen, Sri Lanka Customs has conducted the most successful year in its institutional history, not only in terms of revenue performance, but also in achieving its broader strategic objectives for social protection, trade facilitation, and organizational development. This success is the result of long-term planning, strategic reforms, and disciplined execution. In 2025, Sri Lanka Customs collected 2,257 billion rupees in revenue, surpassing the national target set for this department, that is 2,231 billion, thereby recording the highest ever revenue collection in the history of the department. While motor vehicles remain the primary revenue contributor, the revenues from other cargo, general cargo, has also increased by 18% last year. Direct revenue contributions from enforcement activities also reached to 32 billion, reflecting a 10% increase over the previous year. Equally significant has been our role in protecting society. Sri Lanka Customs successfully prevented commercial fraud and interdicted narcotics, gold, foreign currency, substandard goods, and illegal movements of fauna and flora, while imposing strong deterrent punishments on non-compliant traders. The Memorandum of Understanding signed this month between Sri Lanka Customs and the Department of Inland Revenue on data sharing and parallel audits and investigations will further strengthen national revenue protection by deterring willful offenders engaged in undervaluation and overvaluation of commercial cargo. We have also achieved notable progress in trade facilitation through expansion of the authorized economic operator program to include medium and small scale enterprises, extensive utilization of customs procedures, introduction of innovative applications such as track my plastic and motor vehicle verification application, expansion of advanced ruling to include tariff classification, valuation and rules of origin in full compliance with the trade facilitation agreement obligations. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency the President, also being the Minister of Finance, the Honourable Ministers, the Secretary of the Treasury and the senior leadership of government for their guidance and continued support we receive. I also extend my appreciation to our development partners, International Monetary Fund, Australian Border Force, International Office on Migration, Asian Development Bank, World Bank, UNDP, HMRC UK and others for their invaluable assistance in training and capacity building that we have received over the years. I further thank the other government agencies with whom we are working very closely and also other stakeholders for their continued operation and sustained support. With deep respect, I place on record my appreciation for the former Directors General of Customs and retired officers, and I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Additional Directors General, Chief Financial Officer, Senior Directors, Directors and all officers and staff of Sri Lanka Customs, whose dedication, discipline and professionalism continue to elevate this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, the year 2026 presents new challenges and greater responsibilities. Sri Lanka Customs has been entrusted with a national revenue target of 2,207 billion this year, which we are very much confident of achieving. Our primary strategic objective this year is the full digitalization of remaining manual procedures in line with the government policy, ensuring faster service delivery, greater transparency, enhanced efficiency and reduced face-to-face interaction. We are also advancing plans to establish a state-of-the-art examination yard at Kerala, targeted for completion by 2027. This will reduce physical examinations from 40% to 10%, easing port congestion and supporting the growth of trade volume. Other key initiatives that we have planned for the year 2026 include implementation of pre-arrival clearance, which is pending ministerial approval, full paperless cargo clearance through a successful pilot program which has already been commenced, deployment of automated risk management system which will optimize cargo selectivity and enhance revenue while reducing unnecessary trade burdens, introduction of an electronic cargo tracking system for inward containers, launching of an electronic bidding system for transparent and efficient goods disposal, an expansion of authorized economic status to small and medium scale enterprises, freight forwarders and customs service agents. These reforms will significantly strengthen trade facilitation, enhance compliance, improve revenue performance and minimize revenue leakage. Today, we are also publishing the findings of the time release study, the TRS 2025, conducted in accordance with the latest World Customs Organization's time release study guidelines. This internationally recognized methodology enables evidence-based identification of bottlenecks and supports policy reforms for more efficient trade facilitation. The TRS 2025 marks a major institutional milestone for Sri Lanka Customs. Furthermore, we are introducing a code of conduct for Sri Lanka Customs, a critical institutional reform aimed at strengthening integrity, accountability, and public trust. The code has been developed with expert guidance from the IMF, World Customs Organization, World Bank, and UNDP, and also from the Presidential Secretariat and CIABO, and has received clearance from the Honorable Attorney General. And this code will be issued as a departmental order this week, binding on all officers, and will also be published on our website for public access. Finally, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all award recipients today. This recognition reflects your professionalism, dedication, integrity, and commitment to public service and marks a proud milestone in your professional journey. Thank you very much.
Indeed, it's my great pleasure to stand before you to celebrate International Customs Day today, together with the Director General Sivali Arukoda and his team and distinguished invitees. First of all, I congratulate the Customs Sri Lanka for the achievements that you have made up to now, and special gratitude to the team for your commitment, hard working throughout the history. In fact, the year 2025 was a challenging year due to many reasons. One was for the custom also to deal with a new government that you have never tested the administration and the political ideologies of our government. So this is the first time we came into government. And on the other hand, you were given the highest revenue target for 2025 in history, as I suppose. And at the same time, I personally witnessed the facilities that they have and the constraints that they face. In fact, to be frank, in most the places, I have seen that working environment is not conducive. Working environment is not conducive. So I'm really grateful for you to have the highest revenue target by surpassing the target with lots of constraints should be really and highly commended. Looking at the role of the customs and the theme of today's International Customs Day, the protecting the society through vigilance, commitment, and kind of surveillance. Basically, customs is perceived, especially in Sri Lankan context, is a place where that generates or collects revenue for the government. So therefore, even the appreciations, even the criticisms are connected with the revenue. Whether the customer has achieved the revenue, or on the other hand, we talk about leakages in the customs law. But I strongly believe that the role of customs goes beyond that. It connects to your border protections and social security and so many other areas as well. When it comes to the social protection and the efficiency in the border, the cross-border trading and the areas are concerned, lots of unseen things are there. The people do not know much. That Sri Lankan custom is really doing these tasks in addition to collecting revenue. When a particular container with goods are released to the end consumer, we do not know and we do not see so how much the pain that is being taken by custom officers to release it within a short period of time. So that is not highlighted, not seen. But in any case, if that's get delayed, then the accusation comes in. So that's one area I would like to highlight. And again, they have to very carefully look at some stuffs, items which are so dangerous to environment and sometimes our health. Lots of things are there that goes beyond the revenue collection. Because I do not comment much about the revenue collection because now you have been praised and you will achieve this target. Of course, next year also there would be challenging target. I'm pretty sure that you will achieve these targets. As far as this health, food security, environment, and all these things concerned, I would like to cite one incident. One of my friends just told me when he was traveling to Australia. You know, in Sri Lanka, we have indigenous the medicines in Sinhala what we call paspangur, right? So that contains 5 types of different herbs. So here's the taken quite big quantity for their consumption. Normally that is consumed when we have cough and phlegm and all for him and his friends. At the customs, he has been stopped and asked whether you have anything to declare. So luckily he has declared, saying that many things. So this is little bit unusual. Then the custom officers, that is a vigilance in a way, looked at and asked for what? Normally that is not for trading purposes. And for my consumption and my friend's consumption. Apparently nothing was seen. Then they said that okay, but I want to just check one and ask him to open one, and nothing was seen. Then this the ingredients in the packet has been just put on the white paper. Then only the officers have seen that the tiny small bugs were just moving. Then the officer was just surprised and asked, "Are you drinking? Were you eating these bugs as well?" Then only my friend has got to know that small bugs are there. So that means we have been using. So it would be all right. Maybe scientifically you may argue that when that is boiled, it would be all right. But I am just telling you, the vigilance goes beyond normal things. So everything has been thrown. I know that. So most of the time the DG and the other officials also just told me that how vigilant you are. I have seen some of the cases. Our vigilance actually, most of the cases are highly focused on illicit trade and revenue. So sometimes we may be, I do not know, we may be vigilant on these kind of aspects, whether it would be, because that is just not for trading purposes, for individual consumption purposes. So I just highlighted this thing. Our vigilance is highly commended, and we have seen that in many cases, especially drugs and other things, how they have been carefully mastered. So in one of the instances, they use kind of cylinders to bring the gold and other stuff. As far as the customs development and the future planning is concerned, and how the government policies could help you in trade facilitation and the custom or the other implementation of custom tasks, one of the areas is the digitalization. I hope the government is ready. It has been implemented, like mentioned in our policies, and we have taken lots of measures to facilitate the customs through as much as possible. So digitalization, the task. So whereas you would be able to expedite your task and increase your efficiency, sometimes even your containers or the other vessels reach your deck. So that is in process. I hope that the great achievements have been made.